Okay, hi everyone. So first of all, it's a pleasure to stay here. It's really a pleasure after our kind of hard years which we had from the beginning, 2019. My name is Sergej. I'm co-founder of 1inch Network, software engineer, software architect for 18 years. Building a lot of things, aggregators already back 2011, telecommunication services, worked a lot in a lot of startups, and also enterprise companies like Porsche, for example. So I'm going to talk today about the DeFi space, how we see from our side how we can onboard institutional players in the DeFi space, how we can improve the traditional financial system at all. So I'm going to speak about DeFi. I learned that it makes sense to explain people basic things because not everyone is aware about decentralized finances, about DEXs, how they work, how decentralized they are. Yeah, so I have heard yesterday. So there are like some thoughts also regarding this in the traditional financial space. We start with centralized finance, like crypto finance, I would say. We call it CeFi. So these terms you should know, understand, and know. There are some benefits of centralized of CeFi. It's nice UI. You have maybe also good quality support, like great support when you have some troubles, you're new in this space, and the support can help you. There are a lot of products which you can use if you go to Kraken, to Coinbase, to Binance. There's a lot of, it's not advertising at all, yep. But there are a lot of products you can use. You can build leverage positions, and everything is nice, but there are some risks. Yeah, we have seen FTX. So it's happened when people became greedy and they start to gamble with their user funds. And to avoid this, we have alternatives. I will present a little bit later. So the platform can shut down. We have seen also this Canadian exchange. This guy extracted all the time value from own customers. And yeah, if something can fail, it will fail. So this is how we see it. That's why we try to build very, very simple things. So CeFi today is around 570 centralized crypto exchanges are out there. We have daily volume around 80 billions. And the total volume in 2022 was around 7 trillions of US dollars. Decentralized finances. This is a way how you can interact with programs on a decentralized computer without having any intermediates except, of course, miners, yeah, or validators, depends on the chain. And you aren't free kind of to interact with all the products. Kind of, it's permissionless, it's trustless. You can verify what you are doing there. You can read the code, and it is written in stone. So most of the time, in the case of Uniswap, for example, or our protocols which we have, it's written in stone. It's on the blockchain. It cannot be changed. There's no admin behind that. There are no kind of options to steal something because there's no money in the protocols itself. Yeah, of course, depends on the protocol itself. In Uniswap case, we have automated market maker, which have some money, but no one is allowed to withdraw it. Yeah, without owning this money. So there are, of course, a lot of benefits. You have transparency. You can interact in self-custody way. You use your own wallet. You do the transaction by yourself, or you allow someone with a permit to interact with the smart contract for you. Of course, there are some risks. We see front-running attacks, sandwich attacks. We see smart contract hacks. Euler Finance was hacked recently. There was a piece of code which was not audited. Yeah, something like that happens sometimes. Yeah. Not compliant liquidity and counterparties. It's also one huge topic. Yeah, if a hacker steals a lot of money and put in a liquidity pool and you exchange against it, potentially you get into the troubles when you withdraw and send the money to like crypto to your bank and cash out there. You need to prove where the money is coming from, but it's transparent. Yeah, it's this huge benefit here. DeFi today, 50 billions of total value locked. That means someone provides liquidity into the protocols out there, so everyone can exchange against this liquidity or borrow assets as well. We have daily DEX trading volume about 3 billions, depends on the market. So on the huge drama with USDC DPAC, we have seen on the community version of 1inch almost 4.5 billions of US dollars processed through the protocols. I guess Uniswap was about 11. So the trading volume in 2022 was about 1.2 trillions. If you look on the market size, there's a huge room to grow for DeFi space. So you see, it's like actually it's about 1 trillion right now. DeFi market and crypto market about 7 trillions. The numbers are wrong here. Sorry. And traditional finance we have like 500 trillions, and there's huge room to grow and to improve this space, which from our point of view, what we have seen on the previous presentation. Which is not super efficient from our point of view. There are a lot of intermediates. What are decentralized exchanges? We have different types of decentralized exchanges. We have order book-based exchanges. I guess the first one was Ether Delta. It worked based on signatures, so users just gave a signature allowance for a smart contract. So to exchange one asset against another. 0x came with the first limit order protocol, which was used also by 1inch and still also integrated for the aggregation itself, which also allow to exchange P2P or P2P assets. AirSwap, they moved to MetaMask. Oasis was fully on-chain solution. So on-chain means everything happens directly in the blockchain. So if you want to create a new order, you need to submit a transaction and write this order into the smart contract. It's not super efficient for also like based on the current gas prices on Ethereum. And our 1inch limit order protocol is highly gas efficient. It's highly modular. It can be extended. We have kind of RFQ system where professional market maker can create orders or take orders. Liquidity-based access, Banker was the first one who built this. Uniswap after actually Banker, but Uniswap did it more efficient than Banker. They introduced Ethereum as a pair to the tokens, so it was more efficient than Bankers because Banker used BNT token on utility token. That's why was Uniswap also successful, because these guys were more efficient than something else out there. And I see the same with traditional finance. Balancer came, V1, V2, with kind of multi-tokens in one protocol, in one pool. So you could create actually a portfolio which would be automatically balanced by arbitrage traders. It's also a nice thing. Curve came with stable token pools. So in automated market maker, you exchange with the program, and the program works based on a kind of formula, mathematical formula. Uniswap use X multiplied with Y, X times Y equal a constant. And Curve used a specific own approach to offer good execution also on stable tokens, which equals almost the same. Aggregators. So back 2019, I and Anton, we were thinking on a hackathon, so a competition, in New York. We were thinking what we are going to build today. So, and we came to the idea: why should someone exchange some just in one place? So you don't go with 100 millions of US dollars to Stuttgarter Börse and exchange 100 millions to Tesla stock or something. Yeah, you go to market maker, they split it in small pieces and exchange everywhere a little bit to achieve the best rate. So actually, we came to this idea. We implemented it over 2 sleepless nights. We introduced aggregation for decentralized exchanges in one single transaction, permissionless and trustless. This is also kind of difficult part of the aggregation itself. It would also work with traditional finance at all, but the problem is you cannot execute atomically in the traditional finance. You have a lot of exchanges, you cannot interact in kind of isolated scope, so you can maybe revert part of the transactions or the whole transaction at all. And that's why EVM-based implementation of such things are highly efficient. So we can roll back part of the transaction or the whole transaction at all if the user don't get enough. And actually, it's built in a contract, so in a smart contract, in an application. So there's no human in between. There's nothing what can fail because there are strict rules which are followed by their virtual machine, decentralized computer, Ethereum, for example. So the art of the aggregation is to find the best way from one asset to another asset. This is a min cost max flow algorithm. Highly complex. So you see, to exchange Ethereum to CUSDT, it makes sense maybe to go through DAI market, to USDC market, to USDT market. You can take a look on the traditional world. If I'm going to buy for 100 millions of US dollars Tesla stock, I would go maybe through Euro market, through Swiss franc market, through US dollar market, through Singapore dollar market, and would try to exchange everywhere a little bit by using multiple, we call it connector tokens, like connector markets in between. Risks of DeFi. We have, of course, these high gas fees. There are some solutions. Layer 2, ZK Sync recently launched. Based on zero knowledge proofs, they run kind of second layer above Ethereum. We see front-running attacks in DeFi space. There are some, I call them hacker. They monitor the pools, mempools, like the transaction pools, and try to, for example, exchange before the user and exchange after the user in the liquidity sources. Since almost all liquidity protocols are not protecting people from front-running attacks. This was the case of Uniswap, and we see 1.5 billion of US dollars lost just in last year. This is around 10% of the transactions. And this is really bad user experience at all. There are two ways, yeah. Thanks to our art director, he did just a nice picture. So if you go left, you see Uniswap, SushiSwap, Banker, and all other aggregators who are not protecting people from front-end attacks. We introduced something new. So this is the way when you go to the direct DEX, you don't know which best rate is on the market. Maybe the token is not listed on the DEX. It's terrible. Yeah, you have to pay for the gas costs. We have another way. We introduced Fusion. Fusion, which solve a huge problem of the front-running attacks and some other things. There's also a third way. You can, of course, use private pools. You can send your transactions to a private pool and to protect yourself. So only validators, miners see the transaction, but it's also kind of a vector of attack. It's like to mitigate this problem. One-inch Fusion is built on top of our limiter protocol based on signatures. It's based on a Dutch auction approach. I'll explain also as well. So you don't pay for the gas costs. You are protected from front running, and you can execute asynchronously like swaps. You can swap completely asynchronously, you don't have to wait for the transaction itself. And the Fusion order looks like this. This is algo order, we call it. We have a time over like here, this rule case, 3,700 Ethereum were exchanged to USDT. And we see this is just a limit order based on the Dutch auction, but not linear. We are using the liquidity curve in the network, Ethereum in this case. And we see a lot of partial fills. And the user at the end got better rate than just to swap it through an aggregator, which aggregate among multiple liquidity sources, just on the market. Yeah. I wanted to talk also at the end about 1inch Pro. Unfortunately, I have, I guess, 2 minutes or something. So 1inch Pro is, we created an entity in Switzerland. We are the first startup in Switzerland who got the SRO license for DeFi swaps for institutionals. We are going to release this year the swap functionality for everyone who's interested. Our mission is to introduce the DeFi technology to institutionals and for the traditional finances, because it's more efficient than what we see right now. Of course, we will introduce KYB, AML. We have compliance officers who monitor and make sure that the liquidity inside of this ecosystem is clean. You can use it in self-custody way. You can use your just Web3 wallets, or you use your trusted custody service for your crypto assets. You get access to the whole crypto market, since we integrate the biggest market makers who also bridge the liquidity to centralized exchanges and other liquidity sources, own order books as well. And it's easy to integrate through API, which just offer the information how to exchange what. This is the swap interface which is coming. We are working also on SaaS services, Web3 API services for everyone, so everyone can integrate and build own wallets based on these APIs, which just deliver the aggregated information of Web3 products. And we are working on onboarding bank accounts in our non-custody wallet. That means you get a crypto-friendly bank account just in the self-custody wallet, Web3 wallet, with a debit card, so you can easily use it in the traditional finance, in the real world, I would say. And yeah, we have kind of small roadmap about like dev portal coming this year, swap this year. Next year we plan to introduce the bank accounts with the debit cards. And liquidity providing for institutionals, also a very important thing. What we are introducing a new approach, how completely in compliant manner someone can, like institutionals also can provide liquidity in this like 1inch Pro ecosystem. And of course we plan to onboard retail users, but it's a long way. There's some discussions also regarding the licenses regulation. Also, in terms of liquidity providing, it's also kind of things which needs to be clarified with the regulators. Our chairman, Francesco from Geneva, you're welcome to get in touch with him if you are interested in to build products on top of 1inch Pro products itself. So thank you very much. Of course, 1inch community is huge. More than 1 million people in our social channels, 160 core contributors around the globe, and everyone is welcome to contribute, to join the core contributors and build the future of finance. Thanks.